Wow. Joining us now is Kristin Tate, author of Government Gone Wild, to talk about this and other things. Kristin, all that talk of unity after the Steve Scalise shooting appears to be pretty short-lived based on what we just heard there. Should we ignore everything that Steve Scalise stood for, stands for?
Now, you know, all of this just underlines what's been obvious for a while now, which is that the left's calls for civility and unity were meaningless. You know, they use these kind of talking points to silence conservatives when it's convenient, but they only care about unity when unity means coming to their side. It's ridiculous. And, you know, Reid, she ought to be ashamed of herself. You know, she told her viewers to consider that he voted against Obamacare. He wanted to replace Obamacare. What is she trying to suggest? Is she trying to rationalize violence against the 50% of people who voted for Trump? It sounds like she's trying to rationalize violence against conservatives simply because she disagrees with their point of view.
Would you agree that most of the violence we've seen, and of course it works both ways, but has come from the left? Look at these Trump supporters holding rallies in Berkeley, or the conservatives wanting to speak on college campuses. Not only do they get shouted down, but they get attacked.
Yeah, you know, it's frightening. We're seeing the normalization of left-wing radicalism. We saw Kathy Griffin holding up the head of Trump. We saw Snoop Dogg assassinate Trump in his music video. People like Madonna saying she fantasizes about blowing up the White House. I mean, when does it stop? And then the normal extension of this kind of jargon, it becomes real violence. This is terrifying.
I thought the Democrats were supposed to be the kinder, gentler party that supported
Those are just sound bites that they use to get votes, and the media is totally on their side. You know, the media refuses to cover this stuff.
Shocking. All right, another issue for you, Kristin. House Speaker Paul Ryan will lay out his tax reform plan later today. In Ryan's prepared remarks, he says, quote, "We're going to get this done in 2017. We need to get this done in 2017. We cannot let this once-in-a-generation moment slip." You know what? I'm kind of tired of all the rhetoric. You can talk about it and say we need to get it done and we're going to get it done, but they've done nothing up to now. Now, that's a rallying call for the entire Republican Party to get on the same page. Are you optimistic, though, that this can get done?
It's going to be really hard. I mean, Paul Ryan realizes, though, that he needs to pass something. His political career depends on it, and I hope that the Republicans understand that if they can't pass something substantial, 2018, those elections are going to be ugly. But, you know, passing something through the House, that's almost easy. The real challenge is going to be the Senate, because the Republicans do not have a supermajority there, and the Senate Democrats have made it very clear that they're going to move forward full force with their resistance
But the
agenda.
Republicans are not giving a unified face anyway. We have Paul Ryan, who kind of favors this border adjustment tax to offset the cuts in corporate taxes and individual taxes, and yet there are many others that don't agree with him within his own party. Can that ever be solved?
Look, I agree with you there. The infighting in the Republican Party has got to stop, but there are a lot of places where Republicans can come together, like lowering the corporate tax rate, and I really think the big roadblock is those Senate Democrats. People like Chuck Schumer, you know, Elizabeth Warren, they would rather see America fail than see a legislative win for the Republicans. It's like dealing with a bunch of babies.
Because they now believe Donald Trump owns it. It's not Obamacare anymore. It's not on the health side, on taxes. This is all down to Trump. So they'll do everything they can, from which they have done from day one, is to obstruct.
Obstruct, obstruct, obstruct. They're the party of no. We'll see if their strategy works next year. I don't think it will, but I agree with you on the Republicans needing to come together on the other side.
God forbid Democrats come up with an idea of their own. So, just saying.